The following is a presentation of the Arizona Cardinals Broadcast Network. Coming up on Cardinals Birdwatch, Danny Sarek and Zach Gershman bring you the latest from Cardinals HQ. We'll hear from players and head coach Mike LaFleur. We meet a pair of international Cardinals fans who turned a social media challenge into a viral sensation. Cardinals Birdwatch starts right now. Presented by SeatGeek.
Time to get at you.
As we watch the temperature climb beyond 100 degrees, there's good news as we watch the number dwindle elsewhere. The countdown is officially on as we're 99 days out from the season opener in LA against the Chargers.
But who's counting? Because I know here on Cardinals Birdwatch, we don't really do math, but nonetheless, we're excited to welcome you in the show. Zach Gershman and Danny Sarek here.
Voluntary OTAs wrapped this week. Mandatory minicamp is on deck. It marked the return of Marvin Harrison Jr. to the field, who battled multiple injuries last year, sidelining him for 5 games.
It was an unfamiliar experience for the wide receiver now going into his 3rd year because dating back to his time in Little League, in high school, or even at Ohio State, he never really spent time on the sidelines, but having this injury, it gave him a greater appreciation for the game.
I mean, it sucks not playing. I've never not played. I've never kind of been injured, never missed a game. From Little League to high school to college. So staying on the sideline, I mean, that definitely sucked for almost half the year, basically. So I think, not want to say light at fire, it just, one, makes you appreciate the game more. You want to be out there, you want to be with your teammates, want to compete, you want to win, but I could learn a lot from not being able to play.
Harrison says his main priority this offseason was his health, making sure he stays healthy this season. While his heel and foot injuries are not 100% yet, Harrison did confirm he's not limited in any fashion and doesn't expect them to linger into this season.
And that's a good thing because of the exciting ways head coach Mike LaFleur has said he plans to deploy one of his top weapons. Although Marvin Harrison Jr. has that 6'3", 215-pound frame, the typical spot you would see in wide receiver, he plans to use him in a lot of different ways, which could open up some designs for Michael Wilson.
With Marv, like typically with the X receivers, let's just say Devontae Adams last year in LA, Julio Jones in Atlanta Falcons, like those typical X guys, like they're not necessarily next to the core very often in terms of playing in between the tight ends and in between the tackles. Then you look at like what would be more so a Z receiver, a Mike Wilson, who's a little more compact of a guy. Those guys are a little bit more comfortable playing in the C, in the B, in the D areas right there where you can insert for safeties. Budda Baker comes down, you're going to have 1 or 2 of your receivers that are going to handle that stuff. You think of Puka Nacua, all the cool stuff Puka does with the ball in the air, but it's really all the cool stuff he does without the ball, and so that's where you kind of see some of that same stuff from a guy like Michael Wilson.
You also can't forget the addition of decade-long veteran Kendrick Bourne to that wide receiver room. And with Kendrick's skill set, you can move him all over the line of scrimmage, bring him closer to the tight ends, which then opens up the door for what does that mean for Trey McBride and Elijah Higgins. But Danny, that's what this offseason program is all about, is about creating that formula.
It's also about building chemistry with the quarterbacks. Starter Jacoby Brissett has been absent from voluntary work, so recent acquisition Gardner Minshew has stepped up with the ones in practice, something that is not foreign to him.
At the end of the day, all you really have is the work that you put in. At some point, somebody's going to be better than you and they're going to play. At some point, you'll be the best guy in the room. You'll get a chance to play. All you really have is your opportunity to work and get better and to enjoy it with the guys around you. And it's been a blast so far, working with his staff, working with these guys on the team, and I look forward to just continuing that.
The relationship between Gardner Minshew and his head coach dates all the way back to the time when Gardner was a draft prospect at the Senior Bowl. He called LaFleur and said, I wanted to get that playbook ahead of time. And who would have thought that years later that relationship would lead Gardner 1 to being QB1 during voluntary minicamp?
A phone call that lasted hours, something LaFleur was not expecting. Mandatory minicamp is on deck, and all eyes will go towards number 7 to see if Jacoby Brissett is in attendance. That starts Monday, June June 8th. It is not too soon, though, to look ahead to August when the preseason begins. You can get your single game tickets now at azcardinals.com/tix, TIX.
Still ahead, Danny and Zach read and react to some of the biggest headlines surrounding the Cardinals. You're watching Cardinals Birdwatch, presented by SeatGeek. Cardinals Birdwatch is sponsored by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back into Cardinals Birdwatch. It's time for an all-time favorite segment, Read and React, where the only rule is to own your opinion. Zach, here we go.
Let's do it.
Voluntary OTAs have been checked off the list. How important are they to setting a new foundation?
They're huge because you think about it, this is the time of year when you're learning about the fundamentals, the basics, but you're also learning about the why of the person next to you, because when it is 100 degrees out there and you're competing next to somebody, you want to really know why you're doing it. I go back to DJ Humphries, a former Cardinal, who said you fight harder when you know their why, and that's what I think this time of the year is all about.
It's also about logistics. The players are getting a grasp of what the pace of practice is going to look like. The coaches are getting an idea of where the players are at and understanding the playbook. What are the starting points for footwork and hand placement? Especially with a first-time head coach and a new coaching staff in general for a team, OTAs really do make an impact on setting the foundation for the rest of the offseason and into training camp and the regular season. Okay, question 2, how much of an impact can wide receiver Kendrick Bourne make in a room with Marvin Harrison Jr., Michael Wilson, and even tight end Trey McBride?
And Jeremiah Love and Tyler Algier, there are weapons galore for this offense, but after hearing from head coach Michael LaFleur, it seems like Kendrick Bourne is going to make a big-time impact because of his skill set. Yeah, you could have him out wide, but when you bring him closer to the tight ends, to that core of the offensive line, that is when you could really start to see what KB could bring to the table.
In the locker room, Bourne adds a lot given his experience and his long-standing relationship with the head coach. That sets the culture in a locker room and his position room and helps players understand what is expected of them. Bourne has never been a true number one receiver in his career. He's still been reliable. Throughout his career, he's got a 68 catch percentage and on average every season has more than 200 yards after catch. There was some news around the NFC West this week. LA, the Rams are making headlines. They traded for defensive end Myles Garrett. Your reaction?
Danny, I think you heard my reaction in the offense.
But let's keep this PG.
You're right, because it was definitely a shocked reaction. Because when you start to see the notification coming up, every time this time of year, there's always going to be a player gets linked to X team. Nobody really saw this happening with the LA Rams. But at the same time, while you do bring in Myles Garrett, and he is a difference maker, you also give up Jared Verse, who is one of the rising young stars in the NFC West. So, yeah, it's one good player in, but one good player out.
LA traded Verse along with first, second, and third picks in consecutive drafts to Cleveland. Yikes. That was my reaction when the news came out. Myles Garrett is one of the best who has ever played this game at his position, and every year he gets better. With the exception of his rookie year, Garrett has had double-digit sacks every season. Last year with the Browns, 23. That is a huge problem the Cardinals are going to have to gear up for twice a year. Okay, last on Read and React, the Civics Matters trip for more than 250 students in the Valley set off for Washington, D.C. this week.
It was awesome. Everyone was leaving Sky Harbor Airport for the annual Civics Matters trip. It's the 5th annual trip that they're going to be taking to Washington, D.C. All those high school students, 277 in this year's class, boarded the Cardinals team plane and took off to Washington, D.C. to learn about what makes this country so great.
An all-expenses-paid trip on the team plane, many of whom have never traveled on a plane before. A really great opportunity, something you and I have both had the pleasure of experiencing, that owner Michael Bidwell and the Cardinals put on every year for Valley students.
They'll tour the U.S. Capitol. They'll also tour the Supreme Court and a bunch of the museums. But it was funny, Danny, when I was at the send-off, a girl came up to me and she said, "From now on, I'm only telling people I fly private."
I don't blame her.
Coming up, meet the international Cardinals fans who went viral by posting every day until they got the chance to meet Trey McBride. More Cardinals Birdwatch after the break, presented by SeatGeek. The segment is presented by SeatGeek, official primary ticketing partner of the Arizona Cardinals.
We're on the 99-day countdown mark until the regular season begins. There was a father-son duo, though, who had a countdown of their own, which picked up steam last season.
Mark and Alex, two fans from Germany, went viral on social media because they went on TikTok and they would post day 1 of asking tight end Trey McBride to share a German beer with us. Day 2, day 3, Danny, they did not stop.
It went on and on until their planned trip to Arizona, which became the trip of a lifetime. Mark and Alex were in Arizona for 2 Cardinals games. They had pregame on-field passes, and they got an exclusive tour of the facility. Another surprise? Their tour guide was able to connect with them in their native tongue. Here's a sneak peek of the latest episode of The Franchise.
So.
Ja.
Thank you. Thank you. Ja, hallo.
Willkommen im Tal.
Dankeschön.
Ja, ich bin Shannon.
Ja, wunderbar. Ich bin der Marc.
Ja.
Super.
Nett, dich kennenzulernen.
Ja,
Ja.
super.
Cool.
Endlich. Ja.
Endlich.
Ja.
Ja,
Ja, wir machen eine Tour. Mein Deutsch ist
gut.
nicht so gut.
Ich find's gut.
Ich find's auch gut.
Spanischer Fußball gespielt?
Spielt ja noch.
Ich spiele seit 5 Jahren jetzt.
Wirklich?
Ja.
Ja, in welches Position?
Defensive Lineman.
Nice.
He's a legend.
Yeah, so obviously one of our most legendary players because of his sacrifice to the country and obviously his play on the field. We saw all the stuff during the game for the salute service stuff, and obviously if you have a jersey, you know
Ja.
his legendary status. So we keep this up for him as a tribute that he's always on our team.
Yes. Ja, Tribut.
And that right there is the power of social media because, Danny, I even remember when it first popped up on my timeline. To then see them walking around this facility with General Manager Monty Ossenfort's wife, Shannon, and for them to connect in their own native tongue was pretty special.
Very, very cool to see. We can't guarantee you'll have the same experience as Mark and Alex. We can guarantee you'll have a great time at State Farm Stadium watching the Cardinals play. Single game tickets are on sale now. azcardinals.com/tix, TIX.
Still ahead, Trey McBride enters the story, and our viral fans have no idea what's coming. Cardinals Birdwatch continues in a moment. Presented by SeatGeek. This segment is sponsored by Desert Financial Credit Union, official banking partner of the Arizona Cardinals.
Guten Tag, as we welcome you back into Cardinals Birdwatch, where we share the once-in-a-lifetime trip of 2 Cardinals fans coming all the way from Germany.
That was good, Danny.
Thank you.
Mark and Alex, 2 of those fans from Germany, a father-son duo, they had that viral social media account in hopes of meeting Trey McBride, and not just meeting Trey McBride, but sharing that German beer with him that they wanted to do. But there was one thing left on that bucket list, and it was to do exactly that.
They could have come all this way and not meet their favorite player, right? No spoilers here, so take a look for yourself on this tease of the latest episode of The Franchise.
All right, what's up, guys? We got the German fans here. I'm excited to go in there and meet them. They have no idea I'm about to meet them, so I'm going to go in there. We gave them some jerseys. I'm going to sign their jerseys, and it's going to be great. Let's do it.
No, never. I'm crazy. I love it.
Oh my God. Best tight end in the league.
Yeah. The
That's
best
crazy.
one. Very cool.
You know you guys are pretty familiar with that number and name on there, right?
Yes.
Since
Yes.
day 1.
Thank you so much. Yes.
We appreciate it a lot. Oh, that's so cool. That's pretty cool.
Nice, that looks good. Perfect.
Perfect. Yes, perfect.
I love it.
It's good. But for me, it's better.
The first question is that you're going to be meeting Trey this weekend. So what will it be like, do you think? What do you think you'll say to him first?
Oh, that's a very good question. So we are so nervous about that. It's like a dream come true for us. It not feel really like it's like a dream, you know?
It's a dream.
It's not feel like we are actually here in Arizona, and it will really happen. So it's like a dream.
Yes.
So after we ended the call, the first, and they said, okay, you will meet Trey. We was jumping and screaming like little boys. It's awesome.
That's true.
What will we say first to Trey? That's a good question. What do you think?
Oh, I don't know. It's too much things in my head, and I think or was it every time his dream to be a player for the Cardinals, for the NFL, or have he other things what he can do when if it doesn't work? Yeah, something like this.
Yeah, maybe we couldn't get any words out, so we are so flashed.
Yes.
Maybe this will be like that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't tell what you're going to say yet until you meet him, right?
Yeah, it's pretty hard. Maybe like a question.
Hey.
Oh my
What's
God.
up, boys? It's been a long time.
Oh my
coming.
God. Oh. You guys kidding me,
Man, good to see you guys.
Oh my God.
Good to see you guys, man. The jerseys look good.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Man, thanks for coming all the way out here to Arizona to see me, man.
Oh my God, you're kidding me, right?
It's so good to see you guys, man.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys, man. Appreciate you guys, man.
Oh my God.
Dat Hände. Big hands.
Would you let's get these jerseys signed, man. They look good. I got to get a signature on it, don't you think?
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, of course. Here, let me sign the back of these things.
Oh my God.
This is good.
Alex, what's going through your mind right now?
Oh, so many things I don't know what to say right now. You are kidding me.
Yes. What is it?
How cool, man. No, thank you guys. All the way from Germany.
First you say it's an interview and then Trey pops up right behind us. And I saw a shadow. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Mark and Alex attended weeks 11 and 12 at State Farm Stadium last year, where the Cardinals hosted the 49ers and the Jaguars. McBride's combined numbers, 19 catches, almost 200 yards, and a touchdown.
Even all these months later, it's impressive to hear you say it. And it's also easy to understand why Trey McBride would be their favorite player, because the all-pro tight end, he balls out week in and week out. But there's one thing left to do on this experience to Arizona, and it's actually share that German beer. Does it happen? You have to stay locked in, because more of the franchise is coming up.
Coming up, after months of dedication, did they finally get the moment they were hoping for? Stay tuned. Cardinals Birdwatch continues after this, presented by SeatGeek. Welcome back to Cardinals Birdwatch, presented by SeatGeek. This segment is presented by AM/PM.
Welcome back into Cardinals Birdwatch, where we continue to share the exclusive and almost unbelievable week 2 German Cardinals fans had last season.
Mark and Alex had a trip full of surprises, and just when you thought that might be it, you'd be wrong, because owner Michael Bidwell wanted to get in on the fun. He was eager to meet 2 of these dedicated fans from Germany, and he had to make sure that Trey McBride got there as well.
Zach, it's not every day your favorite football player takes a private helicopter ride just to see you and hang out. For this father and son, that day had arrived. Here's a sneak peek of the upcoming episode of the franchise.
So what have you guys been saying for the last 70 days?
Okay, rise up, let's see.
On 3?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
That helicopter was Trey flying this helicopter. Most craziest thing I ever seen in my life.
Nope. You ready for these guys?
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Yeah, it'll be a good one.
You hear the guys talking?
Yep, I got you.
Perfect.
How long is the flight?
It's going to be about 9 minutes.
All right.
If that's okay. Don't get too comfortable, because we're going to be there before you know it.
That helicopter. Well, my dad said the stands rise up on the helicopter.
Yep, it says rise up right here, yep.
Crazy. Was Trey flying this helicopter? I don't know. That was the most craziest thing I ever seen in my life.
Yes, yes.
This is awesome.
We made it. Let's go, baby.
What a kind of way. That was very cool.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Good to see you guys.
Good to see you.
All right. Good to see you, brother. You guys enjoying it?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Good deal.
That's so cool.
I'm here to finally make it happen. We're gonna get the beer drank. So
That's crazy.
We're finally gonna make it happen. So after 70 days, we're gonna get that beer drink. So let's do it.
Cool.
Danny, I think we could assume that that might be the most refreshing beer that those three guys had because it also just shows the connection that you could have with some of these players and the fans, no matter where you are in the world. I think this is the power of social media when you use it for good, because who would have thought that these fans from Germany would be able to connect with Trey McBride in the way that they did. But I think it also shows just how special the connection is between the Cardinals, the players, and the fan base all around the world.
No doubt the Cardinals have two fans for life in Germany and Mark and Alex. The full episode of The Franchise drops Thursday, June 11th on the Cardinals official YouTube channel. Next item on the docket, mandatory minicamp. We will have exclusive in-depth coverage here on Cardinals Birdwatch next week. For Zach Gershman, I'm Dana Sarek. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for watching Cardinals Birdwatch, presented by SeatGeek.